All right, so we have made it to the Warriors' sixth and most recent NBA title, which was the 2018 NBA Finals. And the Warriors in this series swept the Cleveland Cavaliers 4 games to none. And this was the fourth time the teams would square off in the finals, and it was the third time the Warriors beat them in the finals in this 4 year span. And to get there, the Warriors had to defeat the Houston Rockets, and that was a 7 game series, which was a crazy series where that series really was an emotional roller coaster for me, being a very devout fan, just somebody who wanted to see the Warriors get that title with KD in his second year on the team. And Curry, was incredible in that series. Clay, of course, and the Warriors overcame that. And Cleveland also won in a 7 game series to get to the finals. They defeated Boston in 7 games, 4 games to 3, of course. But yeah, this series for the Warriors against the Cavs was a very sound victory for them. I mean, they swept them 4 games to none. The closest game was game 3, which was an 8 point difference. And the Warriors won by double digits in the rest of the games, considering how good they were. And of course, Kevin Durant won Finals MVP for back-to-back years. He won it, of course, in 2017 and 2018. And yeah, very well deserving. I mean, Kevin Durant was something else in these finals. Just a really good player. And yeah, I'm wearing my 2018 NBA Champs hat as well as my 2018 NBA Champs shirt. Of course, got to be correct with the times. And yeah, I mean, this was a really good series. So let's get into game one. The Warriors won game one by 10 points at home, 124-114. And of course, they were in Oakland back then, so it was at Oracle Arena. But yeah, it was a really good game for the Warriors. For the Cavs, LeBron had a very good series. 51 points in game one. And I felt bad for LeBron, not because, we were destroying them in this series, but it was because he really didn't have that much help. Of course, Kyrie Irving was off the team at this point, but he had Kevin Love. Love had 21 points in this game. But for the Warriors, great game from the starters. 29 for Steph Curry, 26 for Durant, 24 for Klay Thompson, as well as 13 for Draymond Green. And it's funny because, 3 of these 5 guys in the starting lineup are really main starters. Now, actually 4 out of the 5, even though Draymond at the time of filming this is injured. Kevon Looney was our center, and so not much has changed with the Warriors now and back then. But yeah, the Warriors had a really good game, and of course, Sean Livingston off the bench en route to that really good victory, 124-114. Now in game 2, the Warriors won by an even bigger margin, 19-point victory, 122-103 final score, also in Oakland. And in this game, LeBron once again had a good game. Not quite as good, though. He had 29 points. The Warriors, for them, their leading scorer was Stephen Curry. He had 33 points. And I mean, I remember thinking at this point that Curry might win Finals MVP, and I thought, he was kind of destined to win it after, of course, this was the 4th Finals appearance, and he hadn't won one yet. But of course, Kevin Durant would heat up later in the series even more, as we'll see later on. 26 points in game 2 for Kevin Durant. He had a really good game in this one, and shooting 66% from the field in this one. 20 points for Klay Thompson. JaVale McGee got the start at center, and the Warriors got that nice 19-point victory. Now the series headed to Cleveland in the game 3 and game 4, of course, and the Warriors won by 8 points. This is the closest game of the series. In game 3, 110-102. The Warriors, at this point took a very commanding 3 games to none lead in the series. And in this game, Kevin Durant, like I alluded to earlier, had a very, very good game with 43 points, leading the team in scoring. And everyone else in starting lineup had double figures, but I think everyone knew that Kevin Durant was going to make the biggest impact. He had won the Finals MVP the year before. He was out there to prove something, and he very well did, which was great to see. For the Cavs in this game, once again, a good game from LeBron. He had 33 points, 20 from Kevin Love, but simply the Warriors at this point, through the 4-year span of the Cavs and the Warriors playing each other, the Warriors were progressively getting better and the Cavaliers were significantly getting worse, right? The Cavs were, not nearly as good as they were with the 2016 team back in 2018. But one thing I forgot to mention was in game 1, obviously, the controversy with LeBron and J.R. Smith, of course, J.R. Smith not knowing how much time is left on the clock and not being mindful of the score. So that was something that although it didn't really have a big impact on the series, considering that the Warriors swept them, it was very weird, right? I mean, J.R. Smith, if you don't remember, George Hill was shooting free throws. He missed, and J.R. Smith wasn't mindful of the clock. He wasn't mindful of the score, and so he dribbled the ball out instead of trying to go up and score. LeBron very famously got very angry at him, and so the Warriors eventually won that game. So I thought that was just a very strange moment. But yeah, in game 3, the Warriors defeated them easily. And now game 4, the Warriors clinched their third title in this generation, their third title in 4 years, with the 108-85 very big blowout victory over the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Now in this game, Curry was actually the star of the game. He had 37 points, 20 for Durant. So you could have made a case for Curry, of course, winning the MVP of the finals. But I just think KD, it was not necessarily all the points. It was his ability to share the ball. He had in this game he had a triple double. So he had 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and of course double-digit points for the Cavs in this game. Of course, a big loss, and LeBron didn't even really have too good of a game. Bad plus minus, and he only had 23 points. So the Warriors won this title, and it would be their most recent title. Of course, they would go to the finals the following year against the Raptors and lose. So if you're wondering, what's next? I've covered every single championship of all my teams, starting with the A's and now ending with the Warriors. I'm going to go through all the losses. And I know that's not going to be as fun to do, but if we're being historic, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through all the losses. So if you're somebody that wanted to hear about the 2016 or 2019 Warriors finals, they lost, that'll be coming sometime, in the upcoming weeks/months. So that is every single championship of all my teams. This was the Warriors' 6th title, and combined my teams have won 18 titles. So, this has been 18 videos of just talking about sports history, which I love doing. So I'm glad if you made it through all 18, thank you for making it here. And 2018 finals, Warriors sweep the Cavaliers. And if you haven't seen the other ones, I suggest you do, because, I just like talking about it from my perspective as somebody who's a big fan of these teams. So without further ado, I'm going to say it one final time. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and be on the lookout. I'm going to do the losses of the finals and championships and World Series and Super Bowls. So keep your eye out for that, and I'll see you guys later. So anyways, thanks for watching, and go Warriors.